Sure. Again, always great to have you guys here joining us. Great to be back with a game week. I mean, I know our players are excited. I know I'm excited about the opportunity to go see what we have, see what this 24 iteration of Maryland, the Maryland football family looks like. Camp was a super competitive camp. When you look around and you see the depth that we've been able to add to our team, and what I've found over the last few years is that the competition is what really has helped us improve, and it helps you get better when you compete. Really healthy competition at a number of spots: quarterback, corner, the tight end position, the left side of the offensive line. Great, healthy competition. We got a lot of guys, young players, reps in practice, and if you watch the way we practice and the development of our young guys, especially the young O-linemen, this was one of the biggest classes we signed in O-linemen, and I can tell you that those guys were coached, and when you have three guys working with those guys, and Brian Braswell, and then obviously Damian Wroblowski, and as well as Brian Ferentz, I saw the immediate improvement and the development of those young linemen, and we're going to need that depth. Obviously we open up with UConn. I've got a ton of respect for Coach Mora. He's been really successful at the NFL level. He's had success at the college level. He's done a pretty good job. You look at how they finished last year with 2 wins at the end of the year to get momentum going into this year, very similar to how we finished our season. We get a chance to be back inside the shell. As you guys know, I really love having an opportunity to play at home. I think as our program has grown and as we've developed the championship mentality and habits, I've seen our fans try to do the same, and I expect and hope that we're able to fill the shell. I know myself and some of our game captains had an opportunity to speak to our incoming freshman class this Saturday, and we got a small taste of what the energy is like, and I can tell you the class of 28 did a tremendous job Saturday night with how they responded, and I'm excited to see, as we work to get better as a football program, the challenges for our fans and our supporters to work to be better at supporting the program, and I see it. I saw it in the freshmen that reported here Saturday. But what I really hope is that this entire area can get behind this team. We need it. We need the entire area to support Maryland athletics, to support Maryland football. I know today is our fall sports, press conference, media day, and so we need this area to get behind. When the governor came, he talked about 6 million people behind our programs, and not just football, but all the fall sports that have opened up or are opening up this week. We've waited 8 months for 12 weeks of a season. We've worked hard for 8 months to get 12 guaranteed opportunities to play, and I've seen total buy-in from our players. Total buy-in. When you talk about a player-led team, there's no doubt in my mind that what I have seen and what I've told you is really what's happening, and I'm excited that now we get the opportunity to show what this team is all about, and it starts Saturday. Our game captains going into this game, Ruben Hippolyte, Rob Smith, and Roman Hemby. All 3 guys have really been a major part in what this program has become in their own special ways, and I'm excited for them to lead us against UConn on Saturday. So with that, I'll open it up to questions about the quarterback.
Again, Mike, and what's been the regular weekly question, what is the state of the quarterback room right now going into the opener? And I assume the plan is still what it was before. You told the team Sunday, and the rest of us have to wait till Saturday to find out?
Yeah. What I've learned from this quarterback competition, that we've got a room full of guys that we can win with, that we've recruited the right guys to the room. The 3 guys that have competed for the position during fall camp, I come out of the meeting Sunday, I met with all 3 together. I come out of the meeting with a really strong confidence that we'll have the ability to win with all 3. Obviously, we're not going to get 3 quarterbacks ready. We can't. That's not the nature of how you build a team and how you develop it. It gives us no competitive advantage to name it publicly. They know who it is. We're preparing the way we typically prepare, where our starter gets a good portion, lion's share of the reps, and then we get a number 2 guy ready, and then the third guy gets a lot of visual reps and is up. And I can tell you, there's no doubt in my mind that I can win with all 3. And they all competed. We got better collectively, and I'm excited, with the starter. Our team is going to get behind the starter, rally behind that guy. The guy doesn't have to win the game for us. What we've got to do is play to the standard, practice and prepare to our standard, and I feel good about the quarterback room as a whole.
How much different is the thought process going into a season with a different quarterback after having Leah here for 4 years and accomplished what he did?
Yeah, it's been a luxury to have Talia Tungavalo in our program. And like I said, he kind of set the standard and the foundation for how you prepare as a quarterback. He's put a solid foundation in place to where I think all 3 of these guys have benefited from how we prepare, how we practice, how we develop, because I've seen them all really, really improve their games from the 8 months that they've been here working, and it was a healthy competition. And like I said, we leave out of it feeling really good about what we've been able to get accomplished in the QB room.
Afternoon, Mike.
Dave, what's up?
Not much. Regardless of who plays
What happened to your eye, man?
you should see the other guy.
Whoa.
Don't mess with the bull. You get the horns.
Hey, man, be careful, man. Don't put your hands on people, Dave.
Regardless of who is your starting quarterback, he's got to stay upright. With your offensive line, what gives you cause for confidence that the 5 guys or the 10 guys, the whole will be greater than the sum of its parts?
Yeah, we got 2 deep 10 guys. We've got a smattering of some true freshmen in that 2 deep that have earned the right to be in it. We've expedited the growth of some of these guys. I mean, really, when you look at the job that we've been able to get done over the last 3 weeks, now we got to go play. But when you look at the competition of the front 7 on defense, which is one of the strengths of our team, and the way we've come along up front on the O-line, we're going to have some growing pains, but I feel good that we've got the right guys in the right places, and what we've got to do now is get the continuity and get those guys playing, together. When you have a quarterback competition, the one negative is you don't have a consistent voice in the huddle or on the sideline, and they've all kind of had to adapt as those 3 guys have competed. And now that we've got the consistent voice in there, I expect you'll see the O-line kind of gel and get better with each game. And up front is the toughest and the longest to develop players, and we've done everything based on the resources that we've been given to be able to try to expedite how we develop our guys up front.
Yeah, Coach. Kind of following up on Dave the Boxer's question. You've won 23 games in the last 3 years, 7, 8, and 8, three bowls. Is there a specific part of the team that you can point to where there's improvement that gives you confidence that you can get to that next level that you talked about in your opening press conference before the season began?
Yeah, it starts with playing good defense. Been a part of championship teams, whether it's national championships, conference championships. In this league, you got to win up front, and we knew that. The way we've constructed our team over the last 5 years, it's been how do we get depth up front on the D-line? How do we develop the depth to get through a tough Big Ten schedule on the O-line? And, everybody knows we got skill. We've had receivers, DBs, speed. Very few teams in our league, have the ability to recruit the speed that we have in this area. And where we've struggled is getting the big guys. And I think anybody that's seen us practice says, hey, we kind of look like a Big Ten team now. We've got length and size on the O-line and D-line. Now, it does take 3 years typically to grow an offensive lineman to be able to play and be productive in this league. Just like we've been able to do on defense, the gradual, incremental development of our defense has shown. Offensively, we were a little ahead of schedule because we had a quarterback that had the ability to make plays, and we always recruited skill. Our coaches did a really good job of doing what the players are capable of getting executed. Well, now the comfort level is that our defense is salty. A lot of veteran players that have played a lot of football. we still got to go play it. This is like Christmas for me to open up Saturday against UConn and really see who we are. And we got to play the game to see who we are and start the chess match of making the moves and the adjustments we need to make to get the program to continue to move forward.
Hey, Coach. Sam Jane.
Sam, what's up?
How we doing? Last year, you guys forced a lot of turnovers on defense. I think you're like second in the Big Ten in interceptions. What on that side of the ball do you kind of want to carry over from last year, and where are you looking to improve on the defensive unit?
Well, I think it starts with stopping the run. Anytime you stop the running, and that's been a big emphasis for us to take the next step on offense, we got to rush the ball better. We know we can line up on 1st and 10, possession pass, RPO, get the ball in space. We know how to do that. But there comes a time where you're going to have to get in the phone booth with a tough guy, stand toe-to-toe and fight him. And in the Big Ten, it typically happens as the weather changes. And so we want to develop a mentality of stopping the run and being able to run the ball while also still creating the explosives that it takes to win on offense while limiting on defense. So what I'd like to see us do, to answer your question on the defensive side, continue to tackle the way we've tackled the ball, because most big plays start with missed tackles, and then the next starts with the missed assignments, making sure everybody's on the same page and not giving up the explosives. We did that pretty well a year ago, and we need to continue that trend.
Hey, Coach. Pete Gilbert from BAL. Good to see you.
What's up, man?
Roman Hemby, from the time he got on the field here, he's been an impactful, impressive player. Now in his 3rd year, where have you seen him grow, and how has he gotten better from even that time where he was special when he got here?
Yeah, you know what? Even more than what you talked about Roman Hemby on the football field, Roman Hemby is the real deal as a person, man. Kudos to his mom and dad, the job they've done. From the time that kid got on campus here, and again, he came in 3 running back class, if you remember, Kobe, him, and Antoine, and much like some of the other guys, he didn't play very much as a freshman and redshirted, and then all of a sudden, boom, he shows up in the bowl game, and people starting to see the things that we knew about him. But the thing, we talk about Roman, the football player, but Roman, the person, Roman, the Maryland Terp representative, is an unbelievable guy, and that's how you win championships, when you recruit guys like Roman, because you know what Roman going to do? He's going to bring in other good players, which he has, and I expect Roman to continue to build on the legacy that he started here, and he's been a tremendous leader. That's the reason why, when we start the year off, it's kind of like the liftoff of a rocket. It takes hundreds of hours to build this rocket to take off and go places it's never been before. A lot of people play roles. Not everybody gets to make the trip up, but they all play a role in it. And so this is kind of liftoff, and we're able to do it because of players like Roman Hemby.
Coach, you kind of led with this in your opening here. We know how important the X's and O's are and the Johnnies and Joes that are in your program, but why is it important to your program that the students and that the community come out here and feel the shell for your team?
You trying to push my buttons, aren't you?
Come on, man.
We need them. We really do. I've said this before, and again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but we've tried to do our part as a team to recruit the right kids, to build this program. My bosses, Damon and Colleen, have given me the resources. We've navigated COVID. We've navigated NIL, transfer portal, and we've done our part, or have tried to do our part to the liking. Well, to take the program to a championship level, we got to have championship level support, fans, people coming in. There's no reason in this area that there's a Saturday family-friendly environment. It should be a block party. Like all the local kids, whether the youth football programs that play on Saturday morning, they should be here supporting the Terps. We're the flagship university. We're the marketing arm for the state. When you leave this state, people talk about your flagship university football team, and you know what? When we bring some of these top players, we have some of the top players in the country in recruiting, and they need to come and see that we have championship caliber fans. We've tried to do our part to put the product on the field. We got to do our part by, winning. Sure, win some big games, Locke. Shut your mouth and win some games. I get it. But it'll be a lot easier to win some games and shut my mouth if I can keep the top players here, because we got fans in the stands early, staying late, rabid fans that don't care, win, lose, or draw. They love their Terps. I know I love my Terps, and I know our Terps love representing the state of Maryland.
Hey, Coach. Hey,
what's up, big dog?
So since you've been head coach, the team is 14-1 and against non-conference opponents, including 12 straight wins against them. So I was wondering what has gone into the success that you guys have had in non-conference play.
I mean, our standard, how we practice, good players that believe in each other and believe in us as coaches, the support staff, getting through a tough training camp, and we practice the right way. Our training room staff, getting our players healthy, the former coaches and players that have worked here that have gone on and maybe doing different things or better things. There's been a lot that has gone into it. The support that I get from administration, and to win is a culmination of good habits coming together, and we've had good habits in the non-conference. We're building, and we've looked at what we've got to do to kind of compete for all three parts of our season: the beginning, the middle, and the finish. And feel good about this team because of the player-led culture that they've created. These guys want to win, and they want to win now.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
George, what's up? G. Herbo.
Good to see you. And since the beginning of camp to now, is there a position group you can identify or players you can identify that have made the biggest improvement since when you started practice the beginning of August to this point?
Yeah, I would say I think it's the O-line. Just because when you look and see, I think, how many true freshmen we got in the two deep up front? 2, 3? Yeah, and then we got some on defense, but I have seen, that young O-line, when you watch them work, and I've seen them work, like, those guys kind of get it, and they kind of got like a little bit of a edge to them, and that's what you need in this league. I keep going back to, there's going to come a time where you're going to have to line up and go toe-to-toe and get in the phone booth with a tough guy and maybe have to take a couple punches, and you have to give a couple. And in that area, you achieve what you emphasize. And I put a big emphasis on developing and making sure, how do we develop them quicker? Because it takes 3 years. But I ain't got 3 years, do I, boss? I got 3 years because I got to get it done now. And so Braz, the O-line, and those coaches that we've added, I've been bragging about it. I hope they prove themselves right and prove me right.
How's it going? Alex Clays with WJZ back here. Start with the quarterback. Let's end with it. Might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
I was just wondering if you could peel back the curtain a little bit, and was there a characteristic that the guy that you ultimately select to be the starter that this person has, that this trait that they've shown, or is there something on the field that they showed you throughout this camp that separated them? Just kind of peel back the curtain on that decision-making process for us.
Yeah, going into it, I was pretty clear on what it would take to be the starting quarterback, and it starts with who gives us the best